most about real estate is that it's a people business, right? I love the relationship part of it. And as much as I love technology, where I think technology really makes the most sense, as some of the other speakers talked about today, is when we bridge that gap between technology and relationships. So I'm excited to share with you 5 quick things in 5 minutes that have made a big difference with our business as well as the clients that we work with. So first and foremost, master your content plan. As a lot of you know, I talk a lot about social media strategy and content strategy, and I'm a big believer that when it comes to social media strategy, it's not enough to think, well, should we be on Snapchat, or how often should we post, or what kind of Facebook ads should we run? It really starts and ends with content. And the way we think about content is what type of pillar content can you create week in and week out that's going to tell the story of what it feels like to work with you. So that pillar content could be blog posts, it could be video, it could be Facebook Live, it could be Instagram Live, it could be a number of different things. But content for the sake of content isn't enough. It has to be content that's personal, that has an opinion, that has a voice, nothing vanilla here. And so the way we think about it is what type of pillar content can you create, and then slice and dice that, repurpose and repackage that into 6, 7, 8 different graphics that becomes 2 or 3 different Facebook posts over the course of a few weeks, or 5 or 10 tweets over the course of a few days, or an Instagram story or a Snapchat story. The reason why I'm starting with this is because the leads that you get from great content, whether you're an agent, a broker, an association, an executive in this room, the leads that you get from great content are so much better. Because what happens is you have people who say things like, I've been reading you for years. I feel like I know you. Are you in my head? So tip number 1, great content. And of course, we can't talk about content without talking about video, as so many people have talked about already today. You know, I've been coming to Connect for years and years, and I think video is always a conversation. But I challenge you in 2017 to make this the year that you actually do it. Now, I know there's a lot of you who already do it, but if you're like a lot of other people, you're still on the fence. You said, I don't like how I look, I don't like how I sound, I don't know how to do it, I don't have the right person, and then we don't do it. Right now, more than ever, is such a big opportunity for video. Mark Zuckerberg has said we are now, in 2016, 2017, living in the golden age of video. So embrace video in your marketing strategy. Go live. We heard from Facebook themselves how important Facebook Live is. We heard from Christy talking about Facebook Live earlier today. There's something very magical about going live, whether it's Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Twitter Live, Periscope. Really, really powerful, because what happens is you're not just broadcasting, it's a two-way street. And we're seeing agents and brokers who are starting to broadcast live on a regular basis, not just their listings, but broadcasting and sharing really good, valuable information. You know, I was at dinner last night and one of my friends said, okay, be honest, how long does someone have to do Facebook Live or live streaming to start to get traction? And I said, honestly, many times by week 3 or week 4 or week 5. It's that quick. When you start doing live streaming the first week, the second week, the third week, by week 4 or 5, you'll hear things like, wow, I see you all the time. I feel like I know you. You're all over this video stuff. So Facebook Live, huge opportunity, as well as other live streaming. Create content faster. So we talk about video content, we talk about live content. I think one of the reasons why so many of us struggle when it comes to content is we don't have the time or the resources. And I get it. You know, I know many of you have a small marketing team. Maybe you are the marketing team. But what's great is we're all walking around with these amazing devices that allow you to create video and graphics faster than ever. So I always say, if you're going to sit down and make a quick little graphic on Instagram using an app maybe like Canva or WordSwag, by the way, one of my favorite apps. That's some of the graphics from WordSwag. If you're going to make one image, why not make 4 or 5? Batching your content, creating content quickly and simply can make a big difference as well. The last point I want to make is tell your story. So, you know, we have things like Snapchat, Instagram stories. If you would have told me a year ago I'd be on the Connect stage talking about Snapchat, I probably would have thought you were crazy. But Snapchat and Instagram stories is really changing the way we think about storytelling. And as I was chatting with a good friend of mine last night, She was saying to me, she said, you know, I tell everybody that if they want to see the glossy side of me, the perfect side of me, they can find me on Facebook. But if they want the real deal, the story behind the story, it's about Snapchat. And so we're seeing agents and brokers across North America and across the world who are connecting with brokers, who are connecting with millennials, who are connecting with that next generation home buyer and seller, because they're not afraid to take a peek behind the scenes and showcase their expertise. So as you think about the rest of your strategy for 2017, I encourage you to think about what's your content strategy? What does it feel like to work with you? And what's your story in 2017? Thank you.